So here's my garden in mid-July. The temperatures are feeling like 100 now, and these are all of the things that are growing now. Lots of my tropical plants I've put outside. First, I'll go through this Greenstalk. There's not much happening right now, but these three are gingers that I started, and it's starting to come out now. I know that it can take months to be able to harvest, so I'm not holding my breath on that. And here I have some lemongrass. It's store-bought lemongrass, and I got it to root, and now I'm planting it. I've planted it in here. It's getting a good amount of leaves, but the bottoms are not quite thick enough yet for me to harvest. They're really tiny still. And down here I have scallions. They don't look great. Maybe it's the temperature. They just look floppy and not appetizing. And then I have some suncaleas that I took out from another pot, and then I put it here. This isn't looking so great either, but it's okay for now. I threw in some seeds in there. It didn't come up, probably because it's like really hot. But then I had a sweet potato that was kind of starting to sprout, so I threw it in there. I don't know if it's gonna grow, but we'll see. And then I have another suncaleus here. So this is my second green stalk, and this is very, very full. All right, so in this, I have basil. I have these bell peppers. This is Green Anne's lace. It's a flower. I have zinnias. This one hasn't bloomed yet, but I have some on the other side. And I have, these are cucumbers. And I'm getting some flowers, but I feel like my cucumbers aren't the healthiest. This one also isn't a dwarf variety, so I think it's just gonna get into a tangled mess like the other one that I have on the other side. My cosmos are finally blooming. I have, this is a shishito pepper. It's gonna start to flower soon because the other one is flowering. I grew these marigolds from seeds, and they're just enormous, and they're pretty much taking over the whole thing. So I don't think the next time around I'm gonna grow these. Okay, so this is my other shishito pepper, and you see a tiny one over there. Hopefully these other guys will also become shishito peppers. These are my beautiful zinnias. I really like how many petals are on this one, so I'm going to try and save the seeds for this. What else? Okay, it's just kind of a combination of insanity here with this cucumber plant. I started it down there on the last one, and it's climbed all the way up. I don't know if I'm going to try cucumbers on this again because it just needs so much support, and it's just a mess. More marigolds. I have some tomatoes here. If I can find it. It started to, okay, here it is. It started to flower again. I'm not sure if I'm going to get tomatoes, hopefully. But next time I'm going to find some dwarf varieties. I have zinnias over here. Then I have a red one over here. And this one is starting to bloom too. I have more basil here, and I have an abundance of basil. I'm going to need to make some more pesto. And these are my cosmos. They're starting to bloom. I don't know if I'm going to do cosmos in here next time because of how tall it gets. Probably just put them in a pot. Okay, this one is an heirloom tomato. I want to kind of cut it down because even though it's flowering, I don't think it's going to give me anything. It's just a leggy mess. It's not doing well. I think the peppers are okay as well, but they haven't grown big, so I probably just need to add more fertilizer and we'll see. I started to plant things in the Greenstalk in April. So this is just kind of my third month using it. And I think that next time around when I start these, ideally I would like to start them with plant starters so that they're not growing from seed. And a lot of them were starts, so that's fine. The other thing is I would probably put more compost in here and less perlite because some of the plants drain out too quickly. I need to remember to fertilize every 2 weeks because they do need a lot more fertilizer. I feel like, especially with the flowering plants. I'm not going to grow plants that grow super tall, but if I do them, I'll probably just put them on the bottom tier. What else? Won't do these vining plants again. I'm just going to have them in the grow bags or a container. Definitely no giant tomatoes that do nothing all year, because look at this. This is like 6 feet tall with nothing to show for it. Let's see. Otherwise, what has done well, basil has been amazing. So back here next to my chair, I have my little tropical corner with my monstera and other philodendrons and aroids. So I'm really liking this combination. Feels really nice. And Damon loves to sit under the chair when we hang out here. He doesn't care if it's 100 degrees. He loves to be out here. This is a little cucumber that is not going to survive. Here I have this gigantic marigold plant and it's all popping off now, so that's great. I started some sunflower seeds about 10 days ago. It might be too late for them to bloom, but I'm going to see how it goes. These are my peacock orchids and they should have bloomed by now, but they haven't. And I have 2 of them. I do like the vertical height that it gives to the garden, so I just kind of treat them like they're ornamental grasses. Here is my beloved plumeria tree. I'd love to get this to bloom this year, so this would be my second year growing it, but I don't know how long it takes for it to mature and bloom. But I repotted it this year. I think this is a 10-inch pot. Repotted it with citrus soil. So hopefully it'll be happy in that. After I eat bananas, I like to put them in here so it adds more phosphorus. And this is dahlia. This is the red one. So it already bloomed once and it's starting to grow more buds, but it kind of takes a while. I had to chop down most of the leaves because at one point they were diseased, but now they're growing back and they're growing bushy and hopefully more flower buds. This is the second dahlia that I have with these beautiful big pink flowers. So I have 4 buds on here. And again, I had to chop off the leaves down there because they had a lot of bugs, but now they're growing back. Back here, I have some zinnias and I see a flower bud there. This one has its best days are over, but I'm trying to keep this plant for as long as possible. Behind here, I have my first original tiny vertical garden. My bok choy is doing so well. And then I started these petunias a couple months ago and they're starting to bloom now. And they look really nice cascading down this vertical garden. I transplanted this. This was like a volunteer seed, so I transplanted this. A few months ago, I had strawberries growing, and I'm trying to keep these alive so that I don't have to buy any next year, but a lot of them died back. So I'm trying to keep them like in the shade. And here on this corner, I have my other philodendrons. Add a little pop of color. So this is my July garden in Miami.